So, welcome everyone as we find our seats and take the time to find a seat that supports you. We don't want to be leaning back into a chair with back support, but rather sitting a little bit away from the chair. You can bring a pillow behind your back, like I have, and just bring it behind your pelvis and your low back. So you've got some support, but you're not really leaning back into it. Relaxing your hands by your sides. Perhaps letting your eyes flutter and eyelids close. Or turning your gaze down towards your lap to minimize the visual stimulation that stimulates our mind. And take a full deep breath in. And as you exhale, let your shoulders soften down away from your ears, settling into your seat, bringing awareness to your feet. And sense the ground beneath your feet. If your legs are crossed, feel the ground beneath your legs and your feet. Let each exhale release your body's weight a little bit more fully into the earth. And you might even imagine yourself being held by Mother Earth, allowing an image perhaps to surface, an image of Mother Earth and imagining that you're held in her great arms and all that you are carrying inside of yourself, carrying in your heart, your mind, your spirit, that this great Mother Earth being is holding all of it, holding all of you. Let yourself fall into those great arms of support. And as you settle into your body, noticing your body's breathing, sensing the breath as it rises and falls, as the breath comes and goes. We all know that when we breathe in, we're taking in oxygen that nourishes our body, that goes to every cell and feeds it with aliveness. And so we can use our imagination, and with each inhale, let yourself draw in nourishment that you need or want or desire right now in your life. What can you breathe into yourself as a source of support, nourishment? Each inhale, drawing into yourself, calling in support. And with each exhale, we know we're releasing carbon dioxide, a toxin our body no longer needs. And we can use the power of imagination, the gift that we've been given as humans that we share with no other species on the planet. And using our imagination, we can let go of more than just the gas of carbon dioxide. What else might you want to let go of? Breathing in nourishment, support. Breathing out what needs to be let go of. Nourishing and surrendering. And you can note, you can say to yourself, you can name exactly what it is. Breathing in peacefulness, calm, greater ease. Breathing in self-acceptance, self-compassion, patience. Whatever it may be, breathe it in and then feel what you're breathing into your body. Sense how the nourishment is touching your body. Noticing sensations in your body. Every thought we think, every feeling we experience, every movement within our body, every action that we take, every experience we have leaves a residue. And we can feel the impact of that residue within us. And we can notice as we breathe in these qualities of nourishment and support, what is that residue within our bodies as sensations? You might notice that there's a pulsing or a radiating or a warmth, an openness. And sometimes when we call in nourishment for ourselves, it may be foreign. Maybe we haven't been taking good care of ourselves, and there may be a part of us that resists, that tightens or clenches or defends. So in our practice, we can notice it all. We can name the experience we're having and feel the residue as bodily sensations. What we feel within our bodies gives us information that we can respond to. Just like when we're sitting, we might notice an ache in the hip or the inner thigh or the knee. We notice that sensation of discomfort that's unpleasant. Maybe it even feels like pain or an ache. And we can respond with a little adjustment, maybe a little wiggle, a little readjustment in the hips or the legs. And in our practice, we can watch our responsiveness to the nourishment our mind calls in. And likewise, we can feel the residue of letting go. We can name what we're letting go of: stress, worry, tension, whatever it may be, surrendering it, letting go, and sensing how our body registers that. Whatever feels pleasant in our bodies, we can savor it. We can let it linger, be with it a while it's here. Enjoy it while it's here. Breathing in, nourishing ourselves. Breathing out, surrendering. These words can become a chant, a mantra. that also support us, that also leave a residue. Breathing in nourishment. Breathing out surrender. We can sense the breath within our body, the movement of the breath. We can watch how each inhalation, there's an expansion through the torso. We can watch with awareness that expansion within our torso. The belly expanding and the rib cage opening, the chest lifting. Each exhalation, we can also watch the movement of surrender within our bodies. Chest sinking, ribs drawing in, belly drawing back, surrendering, letting go. Breathing in, I nourish myself and I choose what to take in, what to receive. Breathing out, letting go. I choose what to surrender. Breathing in, the body opens to receive. To nourish. Breathing out, letting go. The body emptying out in order to make space to receive once again. I have a friend who shared with me once that every time she buys herself something, a new pair of shoes or a new dress, whatever it may be, that she lets go of a pair of shoes. She gives away an old dress. She lets go in order to receive something new. And in a way, it's sort of like house cleaning. We clean out our houses. We take out the broom and the dust cloths, and we do our spring cleaning so that we can receive the light, the fresh air. When we unclutter our homes, whether it's our physical home that we reside inside of, or whether it's our body home, this temple we live inside of, to clean out, to declutter, make some more space to receive. Inhaling to nourish. Exhaling, surrendering. And when we notice that our mind begins to wander, which it will, which it already has, which is what the mind does. It's a time traveler. Our mind likes to go into the future and try to control it with thoughts, anticipating, planning, fantasizing. And sometimes when our mind is experiencing discomfort, worry, or frustration, sometimes our mind can just space out, become foggy, cluttered with lots of racing thoughts, ruminating thoughts that can become like static. Static leaves a residue. Clutter leaves a residue. And we can experience what that residue is like within our bodies once again. Practicing the practice again and again and again. can notice if the experience within our body is pleasant, spacious, open, just the right temperature. We can recognize, see what's here in the present moment. We can bring compassion to ourselves. We can hold ourselves tenderly. And if that seems not possible, we can ask Mother Earth. We can return back to Gaia, the great mother that holds each and every one of us. We can ask her to hold what is too much for us to bear. Breathing in nourishment. Sensing the residue of nourishment within our bodies. Taking it in. Surrendering. Letting go. And when our mind wanders, once again, we can simply observe, witness, where does our mind go? And sometimes our mind takes us into the past, into memories of what's already occurred. And when those memories are unpleasant, there may be a stirring of regret, of wishing that things had happened differently. And we might even play out a narrative of how we wish that things had gone. We can come home to our body once again and sense the residue, the sensations in our body. We can soothe ourselves with compassion and hold ourselves tenderly. Nourishing ourselves with each inhale. Comforting ourselves. Opening and receiving the breath that nourishes us. Surrendering the breath that is no longer serving us. And when the mind wanders, we can do that exploration of seeing where our mind goes, where we can simply drop the thoughts, simply practice the practice of dropping whatever thought arises. Let it go with the exhalation. Inhaling and taking in, receiving nourishment. Breathing out, letting go. Emptying out to make space for more nourishment. These next few breaths, I invite you to turn the creases of your lips upward to create a little Buddha smile as you take in nourishment. Let yourself smile with it, feeling the residue, the vibration of receiving nourishment. The vibration of self-care. Each of us has been stewarded with the responsibility of caring for the life that we have that's right here, this life. Awakening fully to the life that is vibrating right here, right now, this moment, around us and through us. Each exhalation, that surrender, that letting go to create more spaciousness. We are the stewards of this body so that we let go of the accumulated stress that starts to build throughout our days and our weeks and even our years, of things that we may be holding on to far too long. We can practice the art of forgiveness, forgiving ourselves and forgiving others as we surrender, and make more space for love, for peace, for joy. When the responsibility of caring for ourselves, of living our lives, feels like too much, we can surrender to the Great Mother, to Gaia, to Mother Earth. And we can give to her with exhalation. We can surrender and pour into her strength, into her lap, all that is too much for us to carry. And that support allows us space and time to replenish our reserves, to nourish ourselves simply, one moment at a time. One breath at a time. Awareness of this breath. And bringing our hands to our heart center, one hand over the other, if you choose. And bring a sense of gratitude for yourself, for creating a space to receive, to nourish yourself. A space for letting go. Thanking yourself for showing up. And thank all the nourishment, the myriad of forms that nourishment might have been experienced. And can you take in this moment with gratitude all the nourishing forces that are in your life, your friends, family members that are close to your heart, other people in your life, co-workers, colleagues, neighbors, people in your community that you walk with, that serve you, that perhaps you serve. Bringing a sense of gratitude for all the nourishment you receive and all the nourishment that you give. Bringing gratitude to all beings everywhere, those we know, those we don't know, all the four-leggeds, the rooted ones, the swimmers and the winged ones, the creepers and the crawlers and the slitherers, the plotters. Bringing gratitude to this land that we sit upon, that we've been gifted with, the indigenous people, the slaves that were brought to North America, that cultivated this land. Bringing gratitude. Bringing gratitude for all the teachings of the Buddha, the wisdom teachings that have been brought from other parts of the world, the East, that the West has received as nourishment. And perhaps bringing your hands together in a prayer gesture and bowing to your own heart as we bow to each other. Bowing with deep, deep, deep gratitude. Coming back. Moving into the rest of our day with gratitude. Taking in the nourishment of our day with gratitude.